Last evening, I had a conversation with a young man, and it was sort of a continuation of a conversation I had here in this space. Remember when I spoke about what men are afraid of? So I got this young man and asked him, what are men afraid of? Is it true anyway that generally all men are afraid of something? And then he said, it is very true. And I was very eager, of course, to know what it was. And he told me that men feel assessed, evaluated. You know, like how you would have your specimen under a microscope. Apparently, that's how men feel. So I said, but assessed by who? He said, oh, everybody, women top on the list, society, and like everybody. When they look at a man, they're assessing him in a certain sense. So I asked him, what is he? What does he feel assessed against? And said, oh, all the time you are thinking, even when there is no one asking you, for him as a young man, he's all the time thinking, will I measure up? Will I be able to provide? Do I look confident like a man should look? Do I really represent manhood in the eyes of the women who are looking at me? In the eyes of society, in the eyes of my parents, in the eyes of my siblings? Am I really man enough? And then he said to me that those fears are common across all men, whether they are rich or poor, they hold some power or not. It's a common thing. It sounds like it should be obvious, but for me, there was a lot of learning in that conversation. And apparently, it's getting worse, especially with the caliber of young women that we have today, who have even gone to the point of saying they don't need a man because they can provide. They have everything they have, rather they need. And maybe they'll venture into a relationship to look for children, but it doesn't have to stay. Now, for me, I thought that was really worrying. The work we have on our hands is enormous because we cannot afford to ignore the thing called family. Manhood, womanhood, and family are things that we must nurture. So while all these things go, we have to do our very, very best. You and I, to keep the man firm, to tame womanhood, and to nurture the family. What do you think? Talk to me. My name is Jenny of the Lego program.